Well, good for her. Joining us now from Philadelphia, Fox News analyst Dr. Marc Lamont Hill. All right, so Michelle Obama made it quite clear, even though she was goaded by Mr. King to try to say something along those lines, that it wasn't anything racist. I didn't take it as a racist thing. Did you when you heard it?
I found it offensive. Remember, the question to Michelle Obama was, did you find it offensive? And of course, she can't say she finds it offensive because the Obamas have a sophisticated understanding that to have any conversation about race during an election is to racialize the election and Obama.
You don't think she was telling the truth?
What I'm saying is her answer isn't an indicator one way or the other. I do, however, find it offensive. I mean, if even on this show, Bill, if you were to refer to a guest as that one over there,
I do that all the time.
Find it offensive.
I do that all the time.
You might,
that one.
You might find it hard to believe, but some people actually might find you offensive sometimes.
I don't care.
I mean, I know it's earth-shattering.
I know what my heart is, and I know that all I'm doing is being flippant, and all he was doing was being flippant, McCain. Now, you can say I don't like the style and that it's condescending. You could say that,
that's
and that's legitimate. Racist?
That's what I'm saying.
No racism involved.
I'm not saying racist.
Oh, you're not?
Let me be clear, Bill. I'm not. No, I'm not saying it's racist. I'm saying it's offensive. You know, throughout the first debate and this debate, McCain has come across as condescending, dismissive. He comes across, quite frankly, as a crotchety old man.
Okay,
I'm
now
not calling him an old man. I'm saying that's what he comes across as.
What is it when Barack Obama hears something that he doesn't like and he puts on a phony smile? Is that condescending? Is that crotchety?
I think when Barack Obama puts on the phony smile, he also understands the politics of race. If Barack Obama seems aggressive or angry, no.
Come on, you're slick, Doc, but look, it's the same thing.
Listen to me.
Look, when Barack Obama hears something that he doesn't like, he puts on this condescending smile like, here the guy
I'm sorry,
goes
I misunderstood your question. I misunderstood your question. I thought you meant when he smiled in response to McCain.
No, that's what I'm saying. He smiles, but it's not a smile of mirth, of warmth. No, it's a smile of sarcasm. So, come on.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I have said from the beginning, Barack Obama often comes across as condescending and elitist. There's no doubt about that. I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying with regard to race is, if Barack Obama comes across as angry or overly offensive or overly aggressive, that does become racialized and it plays into stereotypical notions about black men. So he can't do, maybe not to you, but not everyone is as progressive as you are, Bill. There are many people in America who are looking for the aggressive, angry black man.
It's not a matter of being progressive. It's going to be about fair and giving people the benefit of the doubt. All right, now you say there are code words in the campaign. Tell our audience, who are not as enlightened as a PhD from Temple University, what those code words are.
Well, I can't give you an exhaustive list, but what I can say is that oftentimes when people say, for example, in the 80s, when people talk about the welfare queen, that immediately invokes black woman. It's not about anybody who's on welfare. It's talking about black women. When Sarah Palin, in this moment, talks about the hockey mom, she's not talking about my mom. She's talking about white women. It's clear. When you talk about Joe Sixpack, you're not talking about a black man on the corner. You're talking about a particular race and class position that she's appealing to, and a certain imagery comes up.
That's interesting. Well, let me stop you. You have a tendency to outrun the punt. You know what I'm talking about? I'm punting the ball to you, but you're outrunning it, and it's bouncing. Let me stop you. All right, so hockey moms, you're saying is not your mom because you don't play hockey. So what if she said hockey and basketball moms? Would that be better?
I think she'll be clearly she'll be acknowledging that there's a difference between a hockey mom and a basketball mom.
But why should she have to do that? Why can't we all just take the metaphor as regular folks?
Because in America, in a world that has been ruled by white supremacy, regular folk doesn't include black folk. When you have a flesh-colored Band-Aid, it's whose flesh is the color of? Normal becomes the index of whiteness, not of everybody.
So I can't say hockey moms without being a white supremacist?
That's not what I just said. What I'm saying is you benefit from the spoils of white supremacy when you appeal to certain sensibilities, in particular in the context of race and politics, because there is a sector of American people, particularly working class and poor white people, who often vote against their economic interests in the interest to form solidarity.
I'm not understanding this, and I'm not being obtuse. Nice word, huh? I'm not being obtuse,
That's a great word
but I'm not understanding this. Why can't an African-American guy be Joe Sixpack?
I'm not saying that an African-American man cannot.
Then why is it a code word then?
What I'm saying is that when people think of Joe Sixpack, when the immediate image that comes to your mind is not a black man, it is often a white man.
The immediate image that comes to my mind is a guy of no color with a six-pack of bud. No color.
You might be the You might be the only person in the galaxy who is able to imagine a raceless human being. For most people, our images of people are racialized, and oftentimes the index of the normal average American is a white person. And
you know what you're doing,
Doc. The average American, you want to talk to the average white person.
You're putting a lot of burden on conversation here, man. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to have to go to sign language.
That's what we trade in.
If there's code words, we're going to have to all do this stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Are you using a white hand right now? Is that a white hand I see there, Bill? You know, even sign language is racialized, man.
Man, I'm glad I didn't have you in school, boy. I would have gotten a D. All right, Doc. Good to see you as always. Plenty more ahead as the Factor moves along this evening.